What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Welcome. I hope you guys are doing well. Oh, wait a minute. Did I? Oh, shoot, y'all. I'm here. I don't think I did. Let me check to make sure I did what I needed to do over here. I'm streaming on both channels, but I have to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing on the other channel. Yeah, see, I didn't. It's all good though. We're here. So you guys, this is a video that I have been promising you guys for a while. So I am going to we're going to get into the things. Why did Teresa Gudice really go to jail? And how is that connected to Tasha K? How is that connected to Tasha K? All right, let me say hi to the people and we're going to get into it because it's a lot to go over. I'm going to be on camera in a second. I am finishing up my dinner, chat. I'm trying to hurry up and get my dinner. Hey, Courtney, Amber. Hey, Sharon, Marnie, Locked Queen, Sharice. Hey, Andre. Diamond Pearl, Mia, Miss Bynum. Montrez. Hey, Cindy, Ravine, Cross Country Cruiser. Hey. What's up, L Love? Hey, Natty. Miss Kiki. Hey. Powerful, what's going on? Alexis, Miss Bay Thing, Little Baby, Tracy. Both my Tracys are here. Hey to my twins. Hey to my twins. So listen. Hold on, y'all. I'm finishing up. I'm almost done. Y'all know I don't like to eat on camera, honey. Gossip in the garden say Tasha is a mess, child. You know. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. Ooh. Ooh. Sometimes I think that Tasha K thinks she's the smartest person in the room. And unfortunately, sometimes that's not always the case. Hey, Daniel, moved over to the other channel for watch hours. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you, my love. You got your wrench over there, right? I gave everybody their wrench. I believe the 4 of y'all have wrenches over there. I don't really need more mods than that over on the other channel until we build it. Keep building up and building up, you know. But we're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. We're getting the watch time hours. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, so. All right. So I listened to the podcast. It's on Bravo Docket. So if you guys listen to podcasts, Bravo Docket, which is a great podcast for my Bravo people. Quick question. Do I have to watch season 1 of Trade? Nope, you don't. Nope, you don't. You do not. You don't have to watch season 1 to understand what's going on for season 2. It's a competition show and it's a brand new everything. If you never watched Traders, you'll be fine. And I watched the episode today. I trying to I sent a message to Kiss My Cheeks because she said, hold on, let me check my Instagram right now. Because she said she was gonna do her What's this? Okay, moving on. Um, okay, she hasn't responded yet. So we're going to talk about traders one way or another, but I would love to link up with her. So I'm gonna wait and see, wait for her to get a chance to read it. Baby, traders is good. Traders is great. It's I enjoy it. The other channel, the Really Be TV Reviews channel. All right, here we go. All right, you guys. Sorry about that. I was trying to finish up my dinner, then I had to get my lips on. All right. Got you on my TV on one channel, my phone on the other. Yes, baby, for the analytics. Thank you, Abby. My love. Traders comes on Peacock. If you have Peacock, you can stream it. And they have other they have Traders Australia, Traders BBC. I think it was originally a British show. So anyway, let's get into this. So I have notes. Where's my notebook? Okay, I have notes, chat. See, notes. All right, let's go to the beginning. You went over where and you didn't see it. Somebody dropped there. Just Tracy put the link in the chat. Tracy. The link is in the chat. All right, so Teresa and Joe Gudice, or Judice. I'm gonna say Gudice, but that's not the actual formal pronunciation. But I mean, no disrespect. I just have to say Gudice. Okay. So Joe Gudice is not an American-born citizen. He is originally was born in Italy. He came here at the age of 1, and he never became an American citizen, which of course is the reason why when all of this was over with and all the dust settled, his ass got deported, and he is now living in. I think now he lives in one of the Caribbean islands, Jamaica or something. He had moved back to Italy for a while, but now he moved back to. He's in one of the Caribbean islands, so he can be closer to his kids. He said. But anyway, they originally met when they were 14 years old. But Juduce, yeah, that's the correct. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you. Okay, so before Teresa got on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, she actually had a job as an associate buyer at Macy's. She does have a college degree in fashion management and marketing. Who knew? Okay. I don't think he tried, Abby. He's in the Bahamas. I don't think he tried to get citizenship. I think he was just living here, making his money, going about his business, and I don't think he ever thought it would be an issue. There's a whole lot of people that live here. That's why it's really funny when we get into this whole immigration conversation. It's funny to me how some people live here with no problem. They have businesses, do everything else, and it's never an issue. And then for other people, child, anyway. So Bravo docket is, or like I said, it's on the podcast. Their information, it comes from the actual legal documents, the indictments. The Bravo docket is 2 attorneys. So there are 2 attorneys, and they cover anything legal as it relates to any Bravo show. They cover it, and they cover it from the legal aspect. So all of the information that I'm going to go over is coming from either Teresa's book that she wrote or the actual legal documents, the indictments, and documentation. Okay. So Teresa stopped working shortly after, shortly. She had her first daughter, Gia, in 2001, Gabriella in 2004. Then the third daughter, I don't have a year. And then, of course, the 4th daughter she actually had on, she was pregnant at the end of, she was pregnant during season 1. By the reunion, child, she was pregnant. Let me just put it that way. By the reunion for season 1, she was pregnant. Because, when it's a new show, they film these seasons so far in advance. So I can't say she was pregnant while they were filming. But she was definitely pregnant by the reunion. Okay. Here's what important to understand. Now, as we go through this information, I will show you guys the parallel to what is currently going on with Tasha K. But I'm also giving you guys the breakdown on Teresa Gudice, because I think a lot of people do not realize why Teresa Gudice really went to jail. But I also think people don't realize how egregious what Teresa and her husband were accused of doing. It gets real. It's ridiculous, but it's so ridiculous it makes you angry. Okay. Now, for those of you who are a little bit older, you like in my age group or whatever, you remember back in the early 2000s when the real estate market was just ridiculous. People were getting houses, people were buying houses that they couldn't even think about affording. People were getting approved for loans that were just, people. I mean, it was just ridiculous. Everybody and their cousin was getting a house. You get a house, you get a house, you get a house. Banks were not fully vetting paperwork that people were submitting. All of these different things were going on. And a lot of people were getting houses like nothing, or getting loans like nothing. It was so easy. So Teresa and Joe's legal issues started in 2005. Now, I think that's important for me to let you guys know, because that is before they even started filming The Real Housewives of New Jersey. So somebody asked the question, why would you even go on a reality show knowing you already had some legal issues? However, that's a question you're going to have to ask Teresa and Joe, child. You got to ask Teresa and Joe. Or really ask Joe. Because Teresa, we'll go through it. We'll go through it. Okay. So Joe had a partner by the name of Joe Mastropoli. I'm just going to call him Joe M when I speak on him. Joe and Joe had a business where they basically were buying up properties, mostly Section 8 properties, and they were leveraging those properties against loans to buy more properties, right? It was a whole thing that people were doing. Right? So they ended up having mortgage for 500. Y'all gotta follow me on this one. It gets a little convoluted, but y'all gotta follow me. So they bought one of these mortgages, right? They bought the mortgage, and then they used their LLC to secure another mortgage in the amount of $586,000. So a $500,000 mortgage is what they had. Well, Joe and Joe had a falling out. And Joe Gudice sued Joey M. And his mama. Now, I don't know. I guess his mother was on the paperwork or something like that. But they sued Joe Gudice, sued Joey M. and his mama. And to force them to refinance the loan, I guess to take Joe's name off of the loan. I don't know. One of the Joes off of the loan. What happened was Joe and Joe got together and they came up with an agreement. Without going through an attorney. The two of them sat down, they had lunch, they talked it out, and they wrote out the terms of the agreement on a cocktail napkin. Now, we know that a contract can be written on a napkin as long as there's an offer, there's an acceptance of offer, there's a meeting of the minds, there's a certain criteria that goes into a contract, but it can be written on a cocktail napkin, okay? But this was written on a cocktail napkin, and the agreement was Joey Gudice would pay $300,000 to Joey M within the first 10 days. The other $200,000 would be paid within the next 6 months. And if it wasn't paid within the next 6 months, then there would be a 10% penalty compounded, blah, 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 blah. What happened was, once this paper napkin agreement was written out, Joe Giudice, he then filed paperwork to release the, I want to make sure I'm getting the right, hold on, to discharge the mortgage. So they made the agreement. The mortgage hadn't been paid off. Joey Giudice had not paid Joey M anything yet. But immediately, like the very next day, Joey Giudice filed paperwork that to discharge the mortgage. Basically, he filed paperwork in the court to say, I satisfied this debt, and this debt is no longer, it's no longer there. Now, Teresa's name was on one of these mortgages. Some of this information is going to go back and forth because they were talking back and forth, but I'm going to try to keep it as line as possible. On June 13, 2007, the case was settled. June 14, 2007, that's when Joey Giudice filed the fraudulent discharge using forged signatures. So here's the thing. Not only did Joey Giudice forge the signature of Joey M on the paperwork, he forged the notary public's seal. What he did was, and this is not allegedly because this was proven in court, he stole the notary seal from a former assistant and used the notary seal on the forged paperwork that he submitted to the court. Now, all it is was before, well, this overlapped with them being on the show, but the case started before they even started filming for the show. Whew. Now, if you watch the first couple of seasons, y'all know I've been doing my retro reviews. This is the case that is being played out on the, like, what am I in season 3 now? This is the case that's being played out in season 3, where, and this was a civil case. This was not a legal case at all. This was a civil case, okay? But this is what was played out in season 3, because what happened was immediately, I'm gonna have to just go and order my notes, y'all, because I don't want to jump all over. Okay. I wrote it here on my notes, went to court on the show, because we saw that play out on the show. Right. Oh, L Love, it's a lot already. And we ain't even got to, listen, we ain't even got to the federal stuff, okay? We have not even got to the federal, okay? We are only at the civil situation. Okay. Now, Teresa Giudice, well, Joey did not file taxes in 2006 and 2007. That's important. It'll come back later. Between the years of 2004 and 2008, they applied for multiple mortgages using false information such as W-2 and tax returns. So did you hear that? He didn't file taxes in 2006 and 2007, yet he provided tax documentation as proof of income on loans that he got between the years of 2004 and 2008. So you already know that it's fraudulent off the break, because if you didn't file taxes, you don't have tax paperwork. They also use fake W-2s. They had Teresa having a whole job at a company that we don't even know if the company actually exists or not. They had Teresa with whole W-2s. Okay. Now, okay. By 2008, they had obtained over $3.5 million in loans using these false documents and lying about their income. By 2008. In 2008 is when they start filming for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. 2009 is when the show debuts. October 19th of 2009, Joey M files the civil lawsuit saying, you never paid me my money. We agreed on this napkin, what you were going to do, and you have not done it. Where's my money? October 23rd, Joey M wins his civil lawsuit. We saw that play out on the show. This is 2009, October 23rd of 2009. Joey M wins the lawsuit. On October the 29th of 2009, they filed bankruptcy. And we all know that people use bankruptcy as a way to stay a settlement. So Joey Gudice had a settlement because he lost the civil lawsuit. He immediately the next day files bankruptcy. We know people use bankruptcy as a way to stay these lawsuits, i.e. Bishop Whitehead, i.e. Tasha K. I shouldn't say that. I should say it does stay. I shouldn't say they do it just to stay it. I'm going to say it, but it does stay the situation. Okay. At the time that they filed bankruptcy, they list, no, you didn't miss the Tasha K part, Bougie Barbie. I'm showing the parallel between Teresa Gudice and Tasha K. We really ain't got that yet. So you haven't missed anything. I'm giving y'all what's going on with Teresa Gudice. But I'm showing the parallel. We almost getting there. We cooking. It's simmering. It ain't boiling yet. It's simmering. Okay. When they filed bankruptcy in 2009, they listed over 8.7 million. No, wait a minute. No. Wait a minute. Am I right? Did I write that right? I think I wrote that right. $8.7 million in liabilities. I think I did write that right. Okay. So when they first filed the bankruptcy in October the 29th of 2009, literally like a week before that, Teresa Gudice had signed her book deal. The Skinny Italian, again, the book that was like her whole storyline, season 2, The Skinny Italian. She signed her book deal on October the 22nd, 2009. The deal was finalized on November the 19th of 2009. She got a $250,000 advance, a $30,000 payment, plus future royalties. So when they filed for bankruptcy in October 29th of 2009, she didn't include that. As a result of the civil lawsuit that showed the fraud, all of the mortgage fraud and fake tax paperwork and fake, all of that came up in the civil case. That is where the speculation is that information was referred to the DOJ. Now, here's where we see the first connection to Tasha K. We went over last week, earlier this week, myself. I know Pam Esquire went over the actual paperwork. We talked about it over here. Tasha K, and I'm gonna tell you what I know. I ain't telling y'all what I think. I'm telling y'all what I know. And I'm gonna tell you what I know because I seen it. Okay, I'm telling y'all what I know. The information that we went over about Tasha K allegedly, maybe possibly hiding assets in a trust, that information was forwarded to the DOJ. Now, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. That don't mean she's going to get charged with a crime. I'm just telling you that information was forwarded. I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Okay? Okay. So in their original filing, Teresa Gudice, they never mentioned any of the book money. They never mentioned Teresa had her own LLC. Never mentioned any of that. But they did list certain things that I found to be interesting. So you didn't list Teresa's $250,000 advance and royalties and her LLC, but you did list parking tickets. You did list your refrigerator. You did list your dogs, and you appraised your dog's value to be $600 a piece. November the 18th of 2000, we're still in 2009, the trustee sent a letter to the attorney saying there's some discrepancies here. Remember, this shit was a whole on a TV show. Her book was on a TV show. Like, they were like, there's some discrepancies here. Excuse me, you're missing some stuff. So they reached out to the attorney on November the 18th and said, y'all need to fix it. Now, that, mind you, that was a month. That was a couple of weeks after they filed bankruptcy that the trustee said something ain't right here. On November the 20th, they requested the tax returns. The tax returns that he don't have because he didn't file taxes. Tax returns. They wanted copies of contracts, tax returns, pay stubs. They wanted all of it. On November the 20th, they asked for all of it. On September the 17th of 2009, they did amend it for the first time. They amended their bankruptcy the first time, where they added a checking account. They added some properties. They added like whole properties, y'all. How you forget you own properties? They added 3 businesses, properties, 3 cars, and a boat. I'm gonna say that one more time. The first time they amended the bankruptcy paperwork, they added properties, 3 businesses, a checking account, 3 cars, and a boat. Shout out to the 215 people that are in the room. If you haven't hit that like button, please do. Come on down. We might have some seats in the second row. The front row might be full. If you lit up in green, there's a whole VIP. For my members, y'all make sure y'all are over in the VIP section. And Yana will show you where the balcony section is if you need to partake of the smoke. Okay, smoke rises, so y'all got to go up in the balcony. Okay. Please hit the like button. If you're new here, go on and subscribe and take a seat. Come on down front. The head mod is here. Abby is here. And Abby will get you straight. Okay? She'll get you straight. Okay. Oh, Lord, I can't read my handwriting. On January the 8th, they had the second amended mortgage payment. That's what I mean, mortgage documentation. So they've already amended it twice in the first 2-3 months of the thing. So the second time they amended it, they did add Teresa's paycheck from Real Housewives of New Jersey. They added that Teresa does get a paycheck from the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Now, I don't know how the hell y'all forgot to add that the first time. The lady is on a television show. How did you not add that the first time? The lady's on a whole television show. Come on TV every week. They also listed that Teresa had personal debt of over $90,000 to different store credit card accounts. So like Macy's and Nordstrom, yada, 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 yada. The trustee then sends another letter to the attorney saying Yeah, something's not right. I am ordering a 2004 hearing. Now, here's the next parallel to Tasha K. That is the paperwork that we were going over earlier this week. That paperwork was Tasha K's 2004 hearing. It's 2004 hearing. That is a hearing based on, I'm not talking about in Tasha K's case, why that hearing was ordered, but in Teresa Gudice's case, that hearing was ordered by the trustee because the trustee said, I still feel like y'all not telling me everything. I still feel like I do not have all of your assets. So I am ordering a hearing where I can call in everybody I need to talk to who could possibly, potentially even think about knowing how much money y'all have and where the money is. So in their 2004 hearing, they talked to business partners. They talked to the secretaries. They called everybody in who possibly could have had information on Teresa's and Joe's money. Now, in Tasha K's case, remember what we saw. Let me take a pin here. Let's go over to Tasha K for a second. Let me put a pin here. In Tasha K's case, the documentation we went over the other day, that was her 2004 hearing. Not the year, but that's the name of the hearing. We saw where her husband was questioned. We saw where she was questioned. The reason why that paperwork was filed is because there was an order to compel. Cardi B's attorneys were asking the judge for permission to show that they had served this particular woman. I don't want to say her name, but it starts with a P. Y'all can go back to the video I did the other day. Her name starts with a P. This is a woman that they have been trying to depose. She is ducking service. She's ducking it. And so they're trying to get the judge to say, listen, we've served this woman. She is refusing to show up and saying we never served her. So they're saying, can we get permission to say that this email we sent that has a read receipt on it, that is sufficient service because she's ducking us. We've been trying to catch her for months and she's ducking and dodging. The judge has said yes. So whoever this Paula lady is, I just said her name. I think her name was Paula. I think her name is Paula, but it starts with a P. Whoever this lady's name is, this woman, Cardi B's attorneys believe that this woman can provide testimony as it relates to alleged assets that Tasha K is hiding. Okay, just because Cardi B's attorneys believe it. Patricia, thank you. I made up a whole name, called that lady Paula. Patricia, thank you, Andre. Now, just because Cardi B's attorneys think it, don't make it true. I'm just telling you what it is. And again, here is a parallel. So when the trustee ordered the 2004 hearing, in that hearing is when they finally get the information on Teresa's book. The book deal that she signed for the $250,000. They also find out about a whole nother car, the Cadillac. How you forget about a Cadillac? You're literally in the Cadillac driving around on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I don't understand how you forgot to say you had a Cadillac, okay? They also find out about other hidden assets as it relates to a laundromat that they have ownership in, a pizza parlor, mind you, the same pizza parlor that they literally film in that Joe says he owns on the show. They did not list that on their paperwork. How you filming inside of an establishment that you say you own, but you don't list that on your bankruptcy paperwork? And that was in April 30th of 2010. Their 2004 hearing was April the 30th of 2010. So this had been going on. They filed bankruptcy originally in October 2009. This is April. They have amended their bankruptcy paperwork at least 3 times at this point. Okay, I already told y'all that. In March the 24th of 2011. So now it's a year later. In March the 24th of 2011. Wait a minute, hold on. Okay. The U.S. attorney faxed Teresa and Joe's lawyers and let them know that they are under federal investigation for fraud. So they were notified in March of 2011 that they were under federal investigation for fraud. So when Joe's 2004 hearing came up, he pled the fifth and they dropped the bankruptcy. I think they probably thought, oh, well, if we stop moving forward with the bankruptcy, they'll drop the charges. No, sir. That train had left the station. So he pled the fifth. So he never did, well, he did provide, they said he provided some testimony in his 2004 hearing, but he mainly pled the fifth. And then after that, they dropped the bankruptcy. Didn't matter. In 2013, Joe and Teresa Gudice were officially charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud, bank fraud, wire fraud. So mail fraud, remember we heard about that with Jen Shaw. Mail fraud is when you, so for example, when they filled out the fraudulent mortgage paperwork and mailed it to the bank, that's mail fraud. You use the U.S. postal system to commit a fraud. So anytime they mailed any documentation that was false, there it is. And the conspiracy comes in, y'all know. So they charge both of them with bankruptcy fraud, providing false documents. But only Joe was charged with tax fraud. Now, why was only Joe? I don't know. So when people say that Teresa went to jail for taxes, no, she didn't. Teresa was never charged with tax. The tax charges were never on Teresa. I don't know if because they were a married couple and she, during most of those years, she was technically unemployed. I don't know. But Joe is the one that was charged with tax fraud. Teresa wasn't. Teresa was charged with conspiracy to commit mail fraud, bank fraud, wire fraud, and bankruptcy fraud. She was never, at least according to what I heard. Now, if y'all know something different, let me know. Okay. All right. I already told y'all about that Teresa had fake jobs. They had W-2s. Teresa's name was on mortgages. Teresa's name was on W-2s. Okay. They also had a $800,000 construction loan that was fraudulent and a $1 million construction loan that was fraudulent. All of this was stuff that was listed. August 13th of 2013, Teresa and Joe both pled not guilty. November the 8th of 2013, the federal government filed superseding indictment. We've heard that before. A superseding indictment is basically, wait a minute, we got more charges to add. Hold on, we want to add some more charges. We found some more, we got to add some more stuff to what we saying you did. And they added charges that deals with more of the bankruptcy fraud. So they added more charges under bankruptcy fraud. They also added more charges for Joe with the taxes. Again, I did not hear where they ever said that Teresa was charged with tax evasion, tax fraud, tax whatever. It was always Joe. Again, I don't know. Maybe they, like I said, maybe, I don't know, but Joe. Okay. Now, they originally wanted a severed trial. They didn't want to, Teresa and Joe wanted to separate their trials because basically then they could maintain spousal privilege. So what Teresa, what was explained was if Joe went on trial first, then Teresa wouldn't be compelled to testify against him and vice versa because they were a married couple and they wouldn't be compelled. Whereas if they were co-defendants together, then that's it wouldn't apply. However they explained it. Anyway. Although it doesn't matter because in March the 4th of 2014, they submitted a guilty plea. So they submitted a guilty plea on March the 14th, 2014. I mean, March the 4th, 2014, they pled guilty. Now, they said that their attorney told them, y'all need to take the plea deal ASAP. So I feel like the attorneys were pretty sure that they would be convicted and maybe get a whole lot more time than what they ended up getting. Joe received 41 months plus 12 more months on different charges. He got a 2-year probation. He had to pay $414,000 in restitution plus a $10,000 fine. When Teresa went up for her sentencing, and I'm reading y'all the quote. I wrote this quote out for y'all. I'm reading y'all the quote. It says, the judge said to Teresa, I thought about giving you probation, but Teresa Gudice deserves to be in prison for a period of time. I hope and pray that you have learned your lesson. Lord, I can't read my handwriting. Learned your lesson. And here's the reason why the judge changed her mind. The judge probably would have given Teresa probation. Here's why the judge changed her mind. Because when you go to jail, when you plead, there's something called a pre-sentencing motion. And when you have to deal with restitution, you have to pay money back, yada, yada, yada. You had to provide financial disclosure paperwork where you have to list, again, basically the same thing you have to do for bankruptcy. You have to list all of your assets. You have to list all of your liabilities so that the court can make, I guess, a realistic decision about what you can pay, how often you can pay it, what that looks like. All of that you have to submit to the court during what they call the pre-sentencing form. Take a wild guess what Teresa did on her pre-sentencing form, financial disclosure form. Take a wild guess. The court said that Teresa Gudice failed to list over $75,000 in assets. This is not a direct quote because this quote was too long for me to just write out. I didn't feel like, I was towards the end. I was trying to hurry up and go live. I was almost done, and I was like, I ain't got time to keep going back. But I'm giving y'all this. I'm giving you the judge said, on one hand, you have proven yourself to be a savvy businesswoman. On the other hand, you have shown yourself not to be able to fill out a simple form. Now, this is a direct quote. This is a direct quote from the judge. Your lack of transparency is what offended the court. So, when I say Teresa Gudice went to jail for lying on her financial disclosure paperwork, that's what I mean by that. She pled guilty, but it sounds like the court was going to have mercy on her. I feel like the court was basically just going to say, oh, she was just a dumb wife that went along with whatever her husband said. Her husband was the mastermind. He lied. She ain't know no better, and was really going to let her off with probation, especially since she had 4 young children. That's why they let them serve their jail time separately. And the attorneys on the podcast, they said that's not that's not something that people don't normally do. They said there are definitely circumstances where they allow that to happen. So Teresa isn't like the first person where they've said, oh, well, you have young children, we're going to allow you to stay home, let your husband stay home and take care of the kids, and then you go, like vice versa, y'all switch off. But it sounds to me like the judge wasn't even going to give her jail time, was just going to probably give her probation and restitution if she could fill out her damn paperwork correctly. Now, it is important to note that Teresa did sue her attorneys because she basically blamed her attorneys and said her attorneys were the reason why her paperwork was wrong. However, she signed it. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the onus is on you to make sure that what you're signing is legit. So technically, yeah, you know, but you signed it, girl. You signed it. And you didn't sign it not once, not twice, not 3 times, but you signed 4 times. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times you signed your paperwork wrong. What up, what up, what up? Hey, everybody. Hey, coming in, everybody. So when we talk about the connection or the parallel to Tasha K, we know that Cardi B's attorneys are alleging that Tasha K is hiding money. That's just what it is. We know that Tasha K had a 2004 hearing where the trustee had some concerns, or somebody had some. I can't say it was the trustee. Somebody had some concerns. Now, this is where I need Pam, because I don't know who else can call a 2004 hearing, but the trustee can definitely call one. And in the case of Teresa and Joe Giudice, the trustee was the one that called the hearing. With that being said, I told y'all I know that this information has been forwarded to the DOJ. That don't mean nothing, because I'm sure the DOJ get forwarded stuff all the time. But I'm just telling you what I know. Pam would have dropped down by now. Pam ain't here, child. Pam would have dropped down. So with all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I ain't saying Tasha K going to jail. I'm not saying none of that. I ain't even saying Tasha K hiding money. What I am saying is there is a serious enough concern, Department of Justice. There is a serious enough concern that there was a 2004 hearing. There is a serious enough concern that they are trying to get into. Okay. Pam, who else can order? Do you know who else can order a 2004 hearing in a bankruptcy case other than the trustee? Can do both attorneys have that ability on either side? So we know that there was a 2004 hearing. We know that in that hearing there was a concern. There was questions, I should say. They questioned her husband about some trust attorneys. Okay, so the attorneys can call it, and so can the trustee. I don't know who called it. I don't know who ordered it in the case of Tasha K. I don't know who ordered the 2004 hearing in the case of Tasha K. But there was one. And they looking for this lady. They looking for Patricia. They got some questions. Trisha, they got some questions for you, girl. Trisha, they looking for you, girl. They got some questions. Now, look, I don't know Patricia, and I don't know why Patricia don't want to talk to the people, but Patricia is trying not to talk to the people, okay? It was Cardi B's attorneys, okay, and it was video recorded, okay? So Cardi B's attorneys was like, we got some questions. Were the dates of the trust creation discussed? I don't recall. That's a good question. I do not recall the dates. But the problem isn't the dates that the trusts were created, C. Patterson, as much as the fact that Tasha K has said on her bankruptcy paperwork that there are no trusts. So even if the trust is 10 years old, when you filed out the paperwork, you said you didn't have any. That's the problem. And then in the testimony that we read, or that Pam read over on her channel, her husband also said there ain't no trust. So even if she legitimately did set those trusts up before the lawsuit, You didn't put it in your bankruptcy paperwork. You didn't disclose it. So again, we go back to the Teresa Gudice part of it where it wasn't disclosed. It ain't the fact that you have it. It's the fact that you told the court you didn't have it. And bankruptcy paperwork is legal paperwork, just like anything else you submit to the court. No, the dates weren't mentioned. There was limited info on the document related to the actual trust. Right. Thank you, Pam. That's a good question, Amber. I don't know. Amber says, is Tasha's husband going to get in trouble for lying? I don't know. Well, first they got to prove that he lied. They got to prove that he lied. I bet there isn't anything in those trusts. It doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter whether it don't matter if there's a penny in those trusts. You never said you had them. You put on your bankruptcy paperwork that you did not have those trusts. And also understand, and this was somebody had told me, also understand that when you do a bankruptcy, you have to constantly update your paperwork to the court. You don't just file a bankruptcy one time and that's it. You have to constantly update it because your income does change. You're making money, you're losing money. Maybe you buy something, maybe you get rid of something. You have to update the court. And every time you update the court, you have told the court you don't have a trust. And one of those bank accounts that Joe Giudice didn't put in his original bankruptcy, it only had $1,000 in it. And when I say only, I mean I know $1,000 is a lot of money, but what I'm saying is, when you owe $8 million, $1,000 ain't shit. But he never listed it. He did not list that he had that bank account. So it doesn't matter the large or the small of it. She did not sell her house. She signed her house over to her daughter. She gave her house to her daughter, which again, she wasn't supposed to do, allegedly. Mind you, we went over that paperwork, y'all know. We went over the paperwork where we did that with Girl Is That Legal, where she showed where Tasha signed the house, basically gave the house. So yeah, technically, it's the fact that they lied, period. Right. You have to disclose everything in bankruptcy court. My mom went through it. You can't lie. Right, Courtney? Exactly. Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying Tasha K probably thinks she wouldn't get in trouble for it. Well, see, that's why I said at the beginning of this that sometimes Tasha K thinks she's the smartest person in the room. I just don't know if she always is. And I don't know her personally, but I'm just saying. All right, you guys, it's 218 people in the room. We've been holding steady at 200 for a while. So I hope that means I got about 180 likes. Okay? 180 likes. I hope that's what I got. 180 likes. Okay? Or more. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. And donations are not required, but they are accepted and appreciated. How old is Tasha's daughter? I think her daughter's like in high school, but I don't know that to be a fact. But I know her daughter is still in. Well, I shouldn't say no. I believe. I don't know that. I don't know it to be a fact. I think her daughter is in high school. Olga, according to Olga, fired Tasha K. Child. I mean, Tasha K. fired Olga Child. She ain't messing with Olga no more. Okay. Her ladder don't reach the top, as she was untouchable. Her best believe they will make an example of her for playing in the court space. Who got blocked? Mamiana, how did you get blocked over at Tasha K? Child. Y'all be getting, listen, y'all be getting blocked all over the place, honey. Y'all be cutting up in these YouTube streets, man. Pride goes before a haughty spirit, with a haughty spirit before a fall. Okay, Abby. Not, you know what? Not I'm innocent. All I said was I hope she don't pass her messages to her kids, Lord. Why the judge didn't put Tasha in contempt for not following the judge's direction? You know, the one thing I have learned, you guys, is, you know, law and order make this shit look like it happened, you know, in 2 weeks. And we know that's not the case. I think that's a great question, Sean. That is an excellent question, and I don't know the answer. But I think a lot of stuff got stayed. I think a lot of stuff got stayed once the bankruptcy was filed. So I don't know. That's a good question. I think maybe the bankruptcy, because you know, we're talking about 2 different courts. So I think the bankruptcy getting filed may have stopped a lot. But I think that's a great question, Sean. I just don't have the answer. But I think that's a great question. You know. So I've been promising y'all this video for a while, right? So now you guys know why Teresa Gudice really went to jail. She wasn't taxes. It wasn't for fraud. She was charged with all of those things. Well, not the tax part, but she was charged with fraud and all of that. But when she pled guilty, it sounds like the judge was going to actually just give her probation until her ass just couldn't tell the truth. She just couldn't tell the truth. And for those of us that watch The Real Housewives of New Jersey, we see that Teresa got a truth problem on the show. Okay? Teresa has a truth problem on the show. Okay? Who got money on Lion K crashing out on the judge like that man who flew over? Abby, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I ain't fooling with Abby. With that being said, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. Now, I heard back from Kiss My Cheeks. I don't think she's gonna do Traders tonight. So what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna wait and see if she does it this week. Because I would definitely rather us do it together. So we're gonna hold off. And if because she's got, if we can't coordinate by Sunday, I'll do it on Sunday. I'm about to do, when I get off of here, I'm gonna go ahead and do Raising Canaan, my review for Raising Canaan. I already watched that. We have what, Bell Collective tonight and Ready to Love. Child, Ready to Love. Can Tasha flee to Africa? Well, it probably would depend on the country, because I don't know what country. I mean, I don't know. Listen, y'all giving me, y'all asking me questions I don't know nothing about. I don't know nothing, because you know all that goes into jurisdiction and extradition and all that stuff. Child, I don't know about none of that. I don't know about none of that. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna be getting into tonight, you guys. With that being said, let me get out of here. I appreciate y'all for being here again. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button on your way out the door. If you're new here, please subscribe, share the video, child. Tell everybody we over here talk about the things of the things of the things. And I appreciate y'all for being here. All right. Mwah. Peace.